Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. First, my latest bullet points, still looking for the merger of two areas of low pressure to one right over Wyoming, Colorado, between 1223 and 1224. The numbers in Colorado have gone up just a touch. I'll show you those in just a sec. But still, I'm expecting light snow accumulation for the Wasatch and the Tetons. That hasn't changed. With some heavier pockets of snow in southern Wyoming and in parts of Colorado, like I was saying. Looking down the road, there are two areas of low pressure that could impact California, and for that matter, Oregon, Washington State, and BC. 1227, and then again 1230 and 1231. Looking even further down the road towards New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, there is a storm system that may be crossing the Intermountain West with some light to moderate additional snow. So we'll look at that. First stop is water vapor satellite imagery. So on this, the moisture aloft is in your whites and your blues. That's piece number one, and that's the one that's sliding through the four corners and will eventually push snow into southwest Colorado with that low. The other area of low pressure is right here, which will spin some energy down through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and grazing Utah. And then eventually you get this area of low pressure that spins up with two of them. But because it happens late and it's moving so fast and it's progressive, it really just doesn't turn the winds enough to get much of an orographic setup for the Tetons or the Wasatch. This area of low pressure is big and it becomes a player down the road. Here's the forecast radar and satellite, so that's a situation right now. Here's a magical moment when you can definitely pinpoint both areas of low pressure, one coming in from the north, another one in from the four corners, and it kind of leaves the Tetons and the Wasatch in that envelope in between. And so it kind of misses, but that second wave will impact the Tetons and the Wasatch with some light snow. So the first wave totally gets missed, but the second wave will drag a little bit of snow through those areas. All right, so this is Saturday at 4 p.m. Here comes the merger. You can see it happen. Late Saturday into Sunday, that'll spin snow into southern Wyoming and into Colorado. Now, by the time we get to Sunday night, just snow left over in the mountains of Colorado. The main low is starting to move away, and we may wake up in the morning on Christmas morning right here to sunny skies across Utah, Wyoming, and most of Colorado. But watch what happens on the cyclonic backside of this low that is in Nebraska. It may spin back by Monday night, Tuesday morning, a little bit of snow across the eastern plains of Colorado, but then that low moves away. Now look at the West Coast. That's one of those areas of low pressure that hits the West Coast with heavy precip, and that would be, as it moves in, it would hit the Sierra, Mammoth, Tahoe, Shasta, Oregon, Washington State, and also BC. So again, that happens on the 27th with another area of low pressure, 30 and 31. Let me show you the jet setup, the latest jet. So a little bit of a trough there late on the 24th, Christmas Eve. Again, fast moving. It will be sliding out of Utah. It'll be sliding out of Wyoming and Colorado into the heartland and away. This is even further down the road. This is 1231, and again, powerful jet at play here on New Year's Eve. Potentially, we've got a storm system with light to moderate snow sliding through the interior states. You can see a little bit of jet support there with the southern branch. So this is a nice pattern. We'll see if it holds. Here we go with that view on New Year's Eve, 12:31 and 11 p.m. Potentially kind of a wave of light to moderate snow moving through Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado. We'll see if that holds. Here is the forecast I've got today, the rest of today through the 25th. So the numbers in Colorado have crept up, maybe a couple of inches. In Wyoming, not much has changed. In Utah, not much has changed. Let me zoom in that map to the front range of Colorado. So there's Denver, maybe an inch or two. At best, maybe nothing up in Fort Collins and Greeley. But you can see all the numbers in the foothills, and you're looking west-northwest into the foothills and then into the Continental Divide and beyond. You can see how those numbers have crept up from the last update that I did. Now we're looking at, potentially 4 to 8 inches through the heart of the foothills, even more around Allens Park and Longs Peak, and a little bit more of that. So there's a little more of an upslope push towards Loveland and A Basin. So those numbers have gone up 2 or 3 inches as well. And some of that will spill over into Summit County, Breck at 7, Vale 6, Steamboat at 7. So this is period 2. This is 1226 through 1231. It's possible you can see a new swath of light to moderate snow moving through the interior Rockies, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado. And then obviously some snow there for the Sierra. Final stop is going to be in the northeast. And not much to say here. It's mainly rain with that storm system, 1227 through 1229, somewhere in there. And then it would change to snow at the very end of the storm, so the amounts are pretty light because it's a trailing type of snow at the very end of the storm after rain. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this afternoon Mountain Weather Update. I always appreciate you tuning in here, and have a great day.